Hey guys, welcome back to another review. So, what you're looking at here is an M4 style bayonet. Now, you saw this basically you saw the preview of this in this video, which came out before this video. Okay, so this is the real Vietnam 1964 to 1975, I believe, bayonet. Again, very, very cool. And this one here, just as cool, just as badass. So you can see there, US M8A1, plastic scabbard, no reinforcement at the tip. This one does have it. It does have the metal mouth guard there, so it is this one. This one has the webbed canvas. This one has the leather frog. Okay. Now again, real Vietnam. Okay. This one, whoo! There's a lot to talk about with this one. I'm not gonna go too much into detail. I don't want it to be like 20 minutes long, but I have not seen this style bayonet on YouTube. For the most part, this particular bayonet here is made in Japan. Now, is this real? Define real. It is a real bayonet. It is real from the 1960s or the 1970s. So what you have here is an M4 style bayonet made for the M1 carbine after World War II and Korea, I believe, the Korean War. So after World War II, when Japan surrendered, they started making K-bars, they started making all these edged weapons that the US use. So this was no exception. They started copying or manufacturing the M4 style bayonet as well. Now, was Japan the only country that did that? Hell no. Germany, Netherlands, Italy, I believe it's either North or South Korea, they all made this M4 style bayonet. Why? Why did they do that? Again, because after World War II and basically the Korean War, the US military rifles were all over the world, okay? So companies needed to make bayonets for those rifles. So that's why you have this bayonet right here. So this is a very cool example of the rare M4 style bayonet. Now let's open this up. You already saw the scabbard, so let's take it out of the sheath and let's check it out. Now, this has a bakelite spacers, I guess you could call them. It's right here at the top and it's right here at the bottom. You can see the red specks into the bakelite, to the plastic. Trying to get a good view here because the light shine doesn't really let you see most of the red particles in there. Let's look on this side here. This shape or this condition is very good to excellent condition, and as you can see, Japan right there Now I want to make sure that you guys can see the name stamped into it where it says Japan, because I don't want somebody to say, oh no, that said China, you're misspelling it, or you're you know, saying that it's something else, when again it says right there, clear as day, Japan. Okay, so for the most part I'm torn with this blade. It's not sharp. This is the way I got it, and the blued blade is actually blued. It's not a phosphate, it's not a puckerized, it's actually blued. So there you go. Do I want to sharpen it? Can I sharpen it? I can. I want to. I am on the fence about it. I don't I want to, but at the exact same time I don't want to, because it is such a rare bayonet. The top of it, as you can see, is not even sharp. It has a false edge right there. It's not, I mean, it's flat. Again, can I sharpen it? Hell yes I can. Can I make it a razor blade? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I can, but do I want to try? I don't know. I had this for about, I don't know, I'm gonna say maybe 5 years. I never did a review on it, just because, you know, I was like, you know, I don't want to deal with the trolls out there. But again, very, very cool bayonet. The leather is very tight, very clean, just great stuff. For the most part, I'm going to show you how long it is first. So I'm going to put it right here. So there's 1 inch all the way to the 12-inch, and in centimeters, that's an exact 30 centimeters long. Okay, now we're gonna go to the cutting tests. Now this knife, again, this blade is not razor blade. It's not very sharp. It's sharp enough to cut, but it's not very easily to just cut and, you know, all that. So as you can see, first cut, second cut. Let's get another piece of paper here. That's probably the cleanest right there. So anyway, these were issued to other countries for their military rifles. Were these ever issued to the US military? Yes and no. How is that possible for a yes and no? There were some very good examples of these Japanese bayonets for the M4 in Korea and or early Vietnam. But these particular ones here, for the most part, for my research, I believe, again, it's from 1960s, 1970s, sold to the US market, civilian market, I should say. It was sold by a store called Sports World, I believe. I don't know nothing about that store. I don't know what they sold or what they did or how they got their stuff. I have no idea. But yeah, there are several different of these Japanese bayonets. Some did have the bayonet, the scabbards like this, but also made in Japan, with the canvas here and the hangers here. Others had it this way, and again, others had them a little bit more different than what you see here. But mostly all of them are the exact same. There are some out there that the way you see the grooves here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of them have 6 grooves instead of 5. You can see the springs in there. Just showing you a little bit more. I don't want you guys to say, hey, you didn't show me this, or I didn't get a good look at that, or whatever. The other thing is, what type of steel is the blade? I have no idea. I honestly do not know. What else? You will have different markings that say, what is it, Sports World. Others will have KIFFE and then Japan, or some will also say what is it, KIFFE Sports World. You'll have another one that will say Japan, and then it's RSSO, I believe, in a diamond. I'm not sure about that one, but yeah, these are very rare, at least here in the US. Again, the M4 style bayonet, the way you see here, and other variations around the world were again made around the world. Germany, Netherlands, North or South Korea, Italy, and then Japan. So this is, again, it's hard for me to explain because I don't want to say this is a real bayonet, because in other countries this is a real bayonet. This was used, okay? Here in the US, was it issued to the US military? Again, I want to say there was maybe 1 or 2 styles of the Japanese bayonet, the M4. Yes. This particular one right here was sold to the American public. So you could say that this is reproduction, or you could say that this is a real M4 bayonet. So it's all depending on what you think a reproduction is. If you think it's, you know, oh, it's not real because it wasn't issued by the US military. Okay, fine. No, it is real because other countries made them around the world, and they did issue them out to their militaries around the world. And this is what they used. So in that sense, yes, this is real. So again, it's one of those very gray areas, man. It's a very gray area bayonet. Again, this is from the 60s and 70s. These were made by military standards. But over here in the US, it was sold by the civilian market, to the civilian market. Other countries around the world, they were sold to the military. Okay? So again, it all depends on the way you think or what a reproduction is. In my mind, a reproduction of the M7 bayonet is a, what is it, a bayonet that was made in China. It has a, what is it, stainless steel blade. It has a different scabbard. It has different grips, and that's a reproduction to me. Do I think, in my opinion, if you're asking me, do you think this is a reproduction? This one here, do you think it is? In my opinion, if you're asking me, I'm gonna say no. This is not a reproduction. This is an actual real bayonet. It was sold to other countries around the world, to their militaries, like again, Germany, Netherlands, Italy, North or South Korea. They all made this style bayonet. They all issued them to their military or other militaries around the world, and they were used in the military. Not the US military, but again, still a military. Again, yes, the Japanese did make bayonets for the US military. Is this one of them? No, this is not one of them. This was sold to the civilian market. If I could freaking speak. I'm so damn tired. But anyway, in my opinion, this is real US military issue Vietnam bayonet. This is the real deal. This was used in Vietnam. This was carried. This was, again, carried. Rugsacking, walking, hiking, whatever the hell you wanted to call it. So this one is real. This one, again, depending on the way you guys think about it, what defines for you real versus fake. In my mind, this is a real bayonet. It's made in the same time period, 60s, 70s. This was made by military grade. And the way the US would make it with the leather grips there. And this is just an awesome bayonet. Very, very cool. Very rare. You don't see them too much nowadays. But again, this did come out the same time that these did. Again, M7, M4. Okay. Who knows? I mean, honestly, I mean, really, who knows if this came up against one of these? Because again, M1 carbine. After World War II, you had Korea. After Korea, you had Vietnam. So the the NVA, the VC, and all that, they used M1 Grands, or they used M1 carbines, and they used like German, you know, the Polish PPSH. They used all these different rifles from around the world because that's what they were buying up to fight in the Vietnam War. So maybe some of these did come up against some of these, and then the guys found this and they took it home. You know, you never know. But anyway, guys, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this Japanese M4 style bayonet review. So yeah, very, very cool. Will I ever sharpen it? I have no idea. I freaking love the history. I love how rare this is. A lot of people, they see Japan on it and they're like, oh no, that's a reproduction, I don't want that crap. You know, but they don't know the history. They don't know when it came out, why they came out. They don't know shit like this. They just talk shit. Ah, you know, that's bullshit. I don't like that. That's, you know, that's reproduction. I want the real thing. That's great. And I want the real thing too. That's why I have this one. Will I get more of these? Hell yes, I will. Anytime soon? I don't know. It all depends. If I see a good price at the flea market or whatever, I'll pick it up. But yeah, this is a very, very cool one. And again, 19 minutes. Holy shit. Alright guys, I talk way too much. Stay cool, stay safe. This is Ronin246 out. Bye guys.